They are asking for a permit to drill for natural gas on a site that basically is in my backyard.
So many people didn't know, and I'm still afraid that not enough people do.
I have lived in this community for 20 years as of this May, and just love it.
People are very friendly, you know, easy to get to know.
Hi there. Hey, Madeline. New bike. Yeah. That is great. Oh, wow, I love it.
It's a beautiful location with the lake, and then right near the ocean and right near UCSB. I ride my bike up a few times a week to use the gym and swim in the ocean, and you know, it's a great location. I heard about a project a couple of years ago when they started talking, and the gas company came and talked to us. And at that time, to me, it wasn't a reality. It was like, oh, okay, I'll hear what you're saying, and it just sort of went over my head. But when the EIR came out, all of a sudden I got curious and wanted to know more.
The reality of this project is that it's using an existing facility or an existing project as its foundation. So as I understand it, there are already 20 or so natural gas wells on site. And what they're proposing to do are drill 4 more, and they'll be producing gas out of those wells and ultimately using them for storage.
Unfortunately, I don't think the public realizes what's going to go on with the enhancement project. I think enhancement, everybody thinks no big deal. If they had said it's a drilling project, they would have got a lot more people concerned about the project.
Hello, I'm Donna Hummer, and this is our dog, Frankie.
And I'm Rick Hummer, and this is our dog, Frank.
And this is our new home.
It was just put on the site probably 4 or 5 days ago now.
That's right.
And they take 2 halves and put them together. They're called marry. So we're getting married very soon, and our house is being married as we speak.
We didn't even know that there was anything over the ridge at all. It wasn't disclosed. I don't know if we actually would have moved in if it had been. It does pose a lot of concerns for me.
When you transport gas by pipeline in a distribution system, that has a higher risk because the pipelines go underneath streets, they go all over. Every house that has a gas appliance, be it a stove or a furnace or anything like that, has a pipeline coming into it, and there's a network of pipelines that go from those end users all the way to where the gas is initially produced.
Parts of San Bruno, California were turned into a raging inferno around dinner time Thursday evening. Flames roared some 60 feet into the air as block after block in this residential neighborhood were engulfed. It was a high-pressure natural gas line that ruptured, caused the explosion, and then fueled the spectacular blaze.
My biggest fear associated with this project is disastrous.
The possibility of a leak and an explosion, and also environmental degradation.
Investigators say it was not a matter of if, but when that pipeline would rupture. And they say if critical changes are not made to the industry now, what happened in San Bruno will happen again.
I'm more concerned about the drilling itself rather than them storing fuel there in the future. You never know. They say it's safe, but accidents happen.
Today, the NTSB determined that the cause of this pipeline accident was flawed pipe, flawed operations, and flawed oversight.
Yeah, they say they're going to protect us, but I think their whole thing is drill, baby drill. The underground piping that's already there now that went in the 40s, they don't really know what's up there. When they start drilling, what could happen? Think of San Bruno and the corrosion of the pipes up there. That could be happening there.
The company itself monitors it, and supposedly the county will be monitoring it. We ourselves here are going to, keep an eye on it.
Because when it comes down to it, the oil and gas industry, their one primary and overriding objective is to pull oil and gas out of the ground, wherever they can find it, however they can get it.
Madeline and I formed a committee basically, and then more people joined us.
We wanted to involve more people. We wanted more people to be made aware of it. We were trying to take it out of our community into the larger community.
The community expressed concerns over potential noise and vibrations that might be associated with this proposed project, particularly folks that live in the mobile home park just across Atascadero Creek.
When you hear rattling in the middle of the night, even if it's minor rattling, it's very disconcerting because you know it's supposed to be quiet. It makes you wonder what's wrong.
When I first felt the vibrations, I was flabbergasted. I was like, what in the world is going on? And initially, you'd be reading the paper and it was like you're riding on a train. It was really shaking a lot. And then I asked around the neighborhood in the park, and I told them what I was experiencing. They were saying, oh, it's probably from the gas company across the slough, which I didn't even know that there was a gas company there. So then I called them and told them what I was experiencing, and they said, well, yeah, it probably is from our compressors. And I said, well, you've got to do something about it. We still have the vibrations, so even with all the work underneath this house, twice coming out here and putting large beams holding the house together, digging big holes and filling with cement to make it more secure, it still hasn't completely solved the problem. And I'm just afraid that, could shake this house apart.
We see time and time and time again with these extraction industries, whether it's oil or gas, coal, that they're going to do what they do. And oftentimes they're going to disregard the environmental effects or the socioeconomic impacts of their activities.
Over the last, say, 10 to 15 years, there's been an increase in the public's interest in exactly how industry works, and specifically what sort of safety protections are in there, what kind of monitoring is in there, and there's growing demands for more transparency in the communication between the neighbors and industry.
When you go to a hearing, I thought it would be much more like a town meeting where you can have a discussion, but there's no discussion. They have discussion with the planning commissioners and then the board of supervisors, but you do not get a chance to have a dialogue. You may ask questions and they may answer your questions, but basically there's no dialogue.
They're tricky. I don't know. I've gone to these meetings and I don't feel like it's very straightforward. And I feel like also the people that are listening, the officials for our town, that they've already decided. It seems like they've already made a decision, even though we have this meeting and we get to say something. It doesn't seem to matter.
After touring it, I feel that I would definitely prefer not having them expand it at all. I don't know why they need to expand it. They store millions of gallons there already. Why do they need to double the capacity?
need to both foster and then enhance is a dialogue between industry, nonprofit advocates, local governments, the national government, et cetera, so that all of the various players are represented, everyone who has a stake is at the table, and we can collaboratively move into some sort of a positive future.
I'm really a little tired of fighting this David and Goliath battle, but it's worth it. Somebody has to speak up. Somebody has to hold them accountable. Somebody has to ask questions. You've got to put yourself out there. I mean, it's difficult. I mean, I'm not comfortable, but to me, it's very important, not only for our community, but for the whole city of Goleta. The whole area it's dangerous.